My name is Joan Businte and welcome to the Newsroom Conference. With me is Susan Tindinyeka and Kenneth Curry, discussing the reopening of schools. Susan, what's your take?
Thank you, Joan. Well, the government came on and said before they do the reopening of schools, 22 million people of the general population should be vaccinated, including the teachers, the children, and then the health workers, and so on and so forth. And then still the government came out and said they decided to set up the vaccination centers here in the central division and then Rubaga division. In central division, they set up it's in Bati Valley Primary School, and then Chitanti Primary School. I think all the teachers know about that. And then in Rubaga, that is Namirembe Infant Primary, and then Busega Primary. Even in Makindi, very divisions have set up those vaccination centers. So the teachers should do their duty to go and be vaccinated, and then the parents should add a lot on the side of their kids so that they do the vaccination. The government is easily convinced with the minimum percentage of the people they do want, so that they can do the reopening of schools.
Kenneth, how long do you think the government will take to open up schools?
Well, thank you so much, Joan and Susan, for that information. But to begin with is the latest information that is coming in from the Ministry of Education and Sports. These are actually saying that the reopening of schools will, of course, be fastened up after the decision that will be made by the cabinet. And of course, to take you back still, it goes back to the vaccination on how fast this exercise is going to take and of course how much people are going to take it in.
Still on you, don't you think if the government left the schools to resume business, won't we suffer another lockdown?
Yeah, well, Joan, I cannot hurriedly say yes or no regarding to that question, but however, we should not put the Ministry of Education on, of course, on pressure to let them open up the schools. We need to give them time, to take their time actually, to strategically plan and think on how best they are going to open up the schools, well prepared, and not, of course, doing the same that happened and all that. Let us give them the time they need, and then, of course, let them think how best they can open up these schools without compromising anything whatsoever. Thank you, Joan.
Susan, we've heard about the reopening of international schools. How authentic and reliable is this information?
Well, Joan, about that reopening of the only international schools, Mr. Dennis Mugambi, the spokesperson of the Ministry of Education, came out and then said the Honorable Janet Kataha Museveni gave a green light about that information. But it's not the reopening of international schools, but it is just allowing the finalists to do their final exams, as it was to the local schools when they allowed the candidate classes, that was senior 4, P7, and then senior 6, to do their finals. This is what they are also doing to these international schools, because they can't do the practicals from home. These are so sensitive subjects, which they have to do from school. So it's not a reopening, but just allowing the finalists to do their final exams.
Sorry, we've been cut short because of time, but this conversation will continue on our social media platforms. Stay tuned to Soul TV till we meet again. Joan Businte.